Welcome, everybody. I hope you're all having a lovely day or night. Sorry, it's been a while since my last stream. Had various things going on. But yeah, today I wanted to try and do a stream, and I decided on East 1. Because I love this game, and I haven't played through the game in a while. Should I start off with some boss rush? For warm up. May as well. Oh, I already messed up. I really love the boss rush in this game, although I do wish it would allow you to... Oh, I'm playing poorly. I'm probably in desperate need of a warm-up if I'm gonna fight these guys on Nightmare. Ah. Oh yeah, I wish there was a difficulty selector for this. I think the boss rush puts the bosses on like normal or hard difficulty, or somewhere between that. I think it's harder than normal. I don't quite remember. Oh. This boss is very basic. A little too simple, in my opinion, but at least it's not very long. Honestly, I'm kind of dreading this this boss on Nightmare. Because I know he's so fast on that difficulty. I haven't been hit yet, which is nice. But yeah, for how long I plan to stream today, I was thinking at least an hour, but I could end up going longer. It depends. I'll probably try and go until I either reach this boss in game or until I beat this boss in game. Because that's roughly the halfway to 2/3 mark. Or at least to the start of the tower. Yeah, this boss is so much easier in the boss rush. Ooh, I baited them. I'm honestly excited to replay this game. It's been too long. One more. But yeah, for anyone who might be watching who doesn't know, I have finished uploading all of my VODs onto YouTube. I have a channel that I made specifically for VODs. That I hadn't really been uploading to. But over the last 2 weeks, I want to say, I finished uploading all 132 of my previous streams. I will link to it in a moment whenever I have a second. This boss. This is one of the hardest bosses on Nightmare, in my opinion. It's just so fast. Depending on how fast I make my way through the game, I may be able to stream the whole playthrough today. It really just depends. I don't want to go for too long today. But this game can be pretty short, so... It depends on how I'm feeling partway through. But I know I want to go for at least a solid hour. And get more or less halfway through this playthrough. Alright. The big guy. Oops. Oh no, I'm gonna lose it. Ah. Bloody Master! Welcome! Thank you for dropping by. I was just doing a boss rush to warm up. Then I was gonna start my playthrough. But first, I wanted to link to something. I was just mentioning that I finally finished. What was it? I finally finished uploading all of my VODs to my YouTube channel. So all 132 of my previous streams are there. Does my mic sound alright, by the way? I think it should, but I'm not entirely certain. So if you could let me know if I sound alright. Ah, that's good. Thank you. Second. I'm realizing now that I probably have a link already below the channel or something. But there we go. Just in case anyone wants to check it out. If not, that's fine as well, of course. Yeah, I'm just happy to have finally done it. I haven't played East 1 in a while, so hopefully I won't be too rusty or have forgotten too much. But how have you been, Bloody? I hope you've been well. Hope you're having a great day or night. First thing I'm going to be doing here is... let's see, what's the first thing I should... buy a wing, I think. I'll actually buy the ring first, and then the wing. 'Cause I believe I should be able to sell it to this man. I think I need to speak to the bartender first. Then the one I... There we go. Ready. There we go. Free extra $500 there. A win. How do I save? There we go. I've forgotten how to save. Oh. There's an item. How do I remember how to do this? Ah. Yes. First try. There we go. That's a glitch I learned. Speedrunning strat. I forgot to equip the wing. Here's the hidden item. Dude, even when I was playing this game more often, I struggled to get that. Oh, no wait, I don't want to buy. Wish to sell. Actually, I think I can buy another wing, but I don't remember how much money I need to have for that. Buy a longsword. And the rest of the armor I need. Just level 1. Yeah, I think I have enough for a wing. Equip it. Need to talk to the fortune teller. I am familiar with the story, and yes, I will help. I believe I got experience from that, too. Yeah, I'm level 2 now. Let's buy ourselves a wing. Sweet. I guess we'll equip it. Actually, I don't think we'll use it for a little bit. I don't want to accidentally waste it. Trying to remember what else there is I can do. Wonder if the shortcut was faster. I'm being a bit careless. The fox is evading me. Trying to remember how I used to grind these guys. I think that's how I do it. Do I need to be level 3? 4. I need to be careful not to die. 15 HP. I think at level 3 I'll go up to where the skeletons are. Did I try and deal with them? One more. Okay. Oh, the music's so good. Okay, she should give me the shrine key. Now, if I remember right, probably heal up. The skeletons hit hard, so I have to spend some time waiting to heal if I get hit too much. I think that's why I usually grind the foxes. But if you play well, these guys are faster to grind, if I recall correctly. I think I should be level 4 before I fight this boss. I can probably do it at level 3, but it might take a really long time. To the point where just being level 4 might be faster. I think the boss is challenging, even if you're level 4, from what I recall. I'm not getting hit too much. You guys aren't dealing too much damage. For some reason I remember taking a lot of damage from them. I probably used to grind them to level 3 instead of the foxes. That's probably why I was taking so much damage from them in the past. Come on. Or I've just become a master at the game. I don't think it's that one, but I can dream. Let's see. Can I talk? I've been watching a few anime recently. I've started watching Vinland Saga and finished the first season. It was pretty good. I liked it a lot more than I thought I was going to. I wasn't sure how I'd feel about a sort of historical themed anime, but it ended up being really good. I want to get this level up before I have to heal. Come on, so close. 2 more. There we are. I think I can heal even here, right? Yeah. Okay. I wonder how much of the dungeon layouts I'm going to remember. There we go. But yeah, other than Vinland Saga, I have been watching Oshinoko, Hell's Paradise, and Gundam The Witch from Mercury, which is my first Gundam show. To be more precise, Witch from Mercury Season 2. I watched Season 1 not long ago. For my thoughts on the shows, uh, Oshinoko I'm liking. I really enjoyed the first episode. I think it's a really interesting premise. If you don't know anything about it, I would recommend going in as blind as possible, but the most spoiler-free description I can give you is that it's sort of about the entertainment industry, I suppose, in Japan. I'm not paying attention, hold on. Don't die. I died. Oh no, Iron! Welcome. You came at the worst time. Watching me fail when I absolutely should have gotten a hit on him. Oh, now I've taken damage already. No! Such an awful start. Oh yeah, Oshinoko. Very good so far. As far as the most recent episodes go, oh, oof. Let me retry. Definitely feels like it's sort of still at the beginning of the story, but I'm looking forward to see where it goes. It's definitely has a lot of potential for a very interesting story and unique story. But yeah, I would recommend going in blind, not knowing too much about it. I hope you're doing well, Iron. I hope you're having a great day or night. I think it's like evening for you right now. I'm just in a habit of saying day or night. Although I guess day kind of covers everything. There we go, almost didn't get him. Hell's Paradise is very interesting. It definitely feels like we're just at the very beginning of the story. I really want to see where it goes. I missed him. No! Doing okay. Resting after work. 8 p.m. I hope you have a restful evening and night then. Hopefully work hasn't been too rough for you. Yeah. Other than those two, I have been watching Witch from Mercury. And I might be making a mortal enemy out of Iron here, but I haven't been loving it so far. I've only watched the first 2 episodes though. I still have to watch, I think the 3rd and 4th are out now. I should focus for a second. I have dungeoning where I can talk. Ugh. No! I'm running directly into fire when I don't need to. Oh, you had spawn there. Stop spawning there! I cannot believe this. Mad! Okay, hold on. Let me try one while focusing. Wow. Ran through the man. I don't like going out of the fire. It's hard for me to get back into it afterwards. Ah. Make mistakes. Okay, clearly focusing didn't help. But yeah, I think my issue with Witch from Mercury, I don't think it's a bad show. It's just, for me, I feel like I'm not super invested in the characters, I think, or the world, the story it's trying to tell. Feels like a lot of things happen really suddenly, and it just doesn't really work super well for me, personally. Oof. But I'm gonna try to keep up with the show at least until the end of the second season. I think it'll be another 12 episodes. A 12 episode season. Wanting to not drop Witch from Mercury and give the second season, like a chance is part of why I'm watching Oshinoko and, I guess Vinland Saga Season 2 now as well. And Hell's Paradise. Because oftentimes if I'm not really invested in a show, it's really hard for me to keep up with it when it's airing. I think Attack on Titan and Chainsaw Man are the only ones that I watched as they aired. Ah. Yeah, we don't know if there will be more yet. So it's safe to assume it'll be 12 for now, unless they go over. Yeah, even while watching other shows, I still having trouble keeping up with Witch from Mercury. Having 2 episodes out though will probably help, because I can watch them back to back. I make this fight so much harder than it needs to be, I feel like. Ah. I just get hit when I don't need to. Wow, I stopped looking at the health of the boss, and I decimated him that time. Yeah, I plan to stream for about an hour. Maybe 2, not sure yet. Where do I go? This way first, I believe. Ugh, no. Wow, I really just did the same thing. My memory here. I think there is something through here, right? Yeah. The prison key, that's what I need to progress. This is locked, isn't it? Yeah. I went the wrong way. I come here afterwards. This way. This is the way I needed to go. Now I have the treasure box key. Please open the box. No. Oh. Bad. Bad. A bot. It has been dealt with. Bot bad. Be right back. No worries. Thank you for being here. Oh, I nearly got hit unnecessarily. Where's this guy? There he is. Oh. Oh, please don't keep doing the same thing. There we go. At least I get to hear the start of the dungeon theme again. Oof. Let me in. I'll level up. Okay, let's keep going. Oh no. There we go. Can regen some health, although I don't think I strictly need it. No! Don't get stuck on nothing. Don't remember the exact distance I need to be for all of this. I should really save here, in case she somehow dies. Come, Fina. I think once she passes the pillar... Yes. Okay. I'm trying to remember all the speedrunning strategies. I don't know if I'm really going for a speedrun with this. But, there's the little thing you can do here. If I can remember my way around. There we go. Free silver armor. by just going here early. I should probably pull up a map of the mines. I think I remember the palace well enough. Da, 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 da. What else is on this floor? The time ring. I feel like it's worth getting the time ring. I have been executed. No. Oh, there's two of them just camping there. Excuse me, gentlemen. Ah. The chest is empty. No chest messaging. Hello. No, 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 please. I have given up. This is the safest way out. Yeah, let's probably just buy another. Might as well buy a mirror too. Oh, you know, with the mirror, I bet I could go in there. I guess I don't really need all that stuff early, though. There's no real benefit, I feel like. Is this faster? I don't think I can go up here, can I? No. I feel like if you're good at the game, that might be faster. I can get a free Talwar now, but it takes so long. As soon as I'm done with this, I should be able to get the silver sword. Field ring. Oh, in that town I could have got the power. Free money. There. Yeah, I feel like I remember this dungeon well enough. I believe the way the dungeons are handled in this game is that in the original manual for the original East 1, which released in 1987, I want to say, they actually encouraged you to draw out the maps yourself. So I believe that's partly why they're designed in a slightly confusing way. Sadly, no one today really does stuff like that. Oh wow. I took more damage there than I needed to. I didn't realize how much these guys were gonna hurt. I'm gonna die. Is this a potion? It is not a potion. Ah, welcome back! Ooh, with ice cream! But yeah, I was just talking about how, oof, I believe in the original manual for this game, when it released in 1987, I believe. Uh, I believe it encouraged you to like draw out the maps yourself. But you don't even have manuals with games anymore. As cool as a concept as that is. So I believe that's why the dungeons are kind of designed this way. Oof. And I believe that's why Ys 2's dungeons are kind of... Oh, wow. Designed the way they are. Yeah, if you want people to do stuff like that now, you need to put tools for mapping in the actual game. I agree. I actually think that's something that I would want them to do in the remake. Like, I wouldn't want there to be a mini-map in, like, an Ys 1 or 2 remake. I think what I would like there to be is for there to be, like, I would want them to sort of expand this system, the note system. You know, you have, monster notes, and you have character notes. I think one thing that I was thinking of that I would like in a remake would be if they added a map tab in here, and also a keyword tab. Kind of like Final Fantasy II-esque. Except maybe you wouldn't be able to like use it when talking to people, but it would just keep track of keywords that would allow you to put things together to figure stuff out in the game. Like it would give you hints. Because there are some things in the game they don't necessarily explain, like the silver armor specifically for the final boss. I mean, they kind of do. If you talk to Rhea in the tower towards the end of the game, she specifically says that you need to be having equipment made out of the same material as the final boss's cloak to be able to damage him. I should do this. And they mention silver a lot in the game and stuff, but I don't think they ever specifically tell you that. Silver is Claria, and that he has a Claria cloak. Oof. I'm realizing now I have a ring. That's free defense. Oh, wow, I can't even damage these guys. Wow. In general, I'd like Darkfact to be more fleshed out as a character, too. Because there's a lot of things just kind of implied about him that they don't really go into. And I think they expand on his character outside of the game, and like other material and stuff. Maybe even in the manual, I'm not sure. Okay. That's a healing potion to my left. Yeah, I'd never guess it on my own. I think I've seen some people manage to figure it out or guess it, but it's definitely not something that's super clear. I mean, I guess the fact that he's just so powerful, you can do almost nothing to him, is kind of a hint in itself. Honestly, I think the answer is making you do no damage without that armor. I agree. That way, new players know something's up and you can't do it as you are. I definitely agree with that fully. Yeah. I would absolutely love to see a remake of Ys 1 and 2 because the story has a lot of really great ideas in it and a lot of things that are just kind of implied. Like, there's a lot of interesting depth there that doesn't necessarily come through in terms of, like, the kind of traditional storytelling you would expect in a game. Which makes sense, because it was 1987. I mean, there's only so much story that you could really even expect from games back then, but I think I remember Ys 1 and 2 story being pretty praised back when it came out. So I'd love to see a remake that kind of improves on a couple of the issues in East 1 while also expanding on its story. I think... Oh, no, please. No, please! Can I damage you? No. I think that would be awesome. But I get the feeling they probably wouldn't keep the bump system in a remake, which makes me incredibly sad because it's my favorite combat system out of the East games. Like, I'd like to see just a more polished version of this. Yeah, kind of like East 2, where you can do diagonal attacks more easily. Because I had hope that I could still do it. Yeah. What kind of game would you want it to be? Because I highly doubt they'd ever do the bump system again. See, the thing is, when it comes to the bump system, it is an older style, for sure. They've used it in a couple other games. I think the original Xanadu and the original Dragon Slayer had it. In a different form, of course. It's mostly just... It's basically just auto attack when you walk into enemies. The thing is, though, is that even though it's an older style, just because it's older doesn't mean that I think it's bad. And I don't like the mindset of like a combat system being considered dated. Like, elements of it can be, like, you know, like diagonal attacks being able to be improved. But, like, for example, some people consider turn-based combat to be dated, which I don't really agree with. It's an entirely different genre, you know, it's an entirely different system. That it doesn't get used more today. Oh, I was getting damage there. I think that's part of the why. I think elements of it can be dated, but I think that people or developers have stopped using it as part of why it seems more dated. I think it's very possible to make, you know, a modern bump system. To give an example, Vampire Survivors. I don't think you have an attack button in that game either. I think everything's auto there and it's movement based. So I think that kind of proves it in a way. I think the biggest difficulty is if they remade it, it would probably be in 3D, and I don't know how you would remake a bump system in 3D. Which I think is the biggest issue. I think the main problem is I don't think you can sell the bump system in a new game. Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, Falcom especially, you know, they have their core fan base, and I feel like personally speaking, I wouldn't want them to change it to something else. You know, like when I think of East 1 and 2, I want to play East 1 and 2. You know, I don't want a completely different combat system. But it depends. I mean, what they could do is they could add like a combat system, or they could add like an attack button. But then it's like optional, like you don't have to use it. I don't think I need to be level 7 to beat this boss. I don't know what I'm doing. Welcome, Blazing! Yeah, it's your first time here. I saw you were streaming Cold Steel 2 earlier. No spoilers for it in chat, please, because Iron's here. But yeah, I hope you're loving the game. And hope you're having a great stream. I haven't streamed in a while, but I've really been missing it. And I have like no health. Good thing I won't need any health. This boss is very simple, even on Nightmare. Yeah, I would say East 2, my least favorite part about East 2 is that it's less focused on the bump system. at least on harder difficulties. Because with East 2, the bosses are easier than East 1's. Or, well, I say that. It's easier than the challenging bosses in East 1. But the enemies are tougher. And the way the fire magic works, especially with the homing, is that it's basically low risk. But it does take a while to use it. It kind of slows things down. You could just fight them with, regular, but they're a lot more challenging. So I feel like the bump system against regular enemies, at least on like Nightmare difficulty in East 2, is sort of high risk, medium reward, while the fire magic is like low risk, low reward. So I feel like it just makes more sense to use the fire magic. And then the bosses are all like magic based. Well, most of them. The last two aren't. I think there's lore reasons for it as well, that like they need to be defeated with magic. But I feel like I would make it so that like maybe you need to use the magic to weaken them, and then you can use both the magic and the bump system. I think that's what I would like. Still streaming again soon, like in another hour. That's great to hear. I could share a little bit of my spoiler-free thoughts on Cold Steel 2. I think Cold Steel 2 it's a really great game. I would say it's slightly better than Cold Steel 1. It definitely has better gameplay. It builds off of the base that Cold Steel 1 set up really well. A lot of the Trails games do that. Actually, pretty much all of Falcom's games do that. What do I need to do? Where, basically any game using the same style or system will just be more polished and improved. And Cold Steel 2 definitely does that in the gameplay department. It also builds on the story set up in Cold Steel 1, and it's really great. I think there's a little less focus on the main cast, like the main characters. They focus on a lot of the characters that didn't get much focus in Cold Steel 1, which is really nice. And still does some great things with the characters too. But on the other hand, they focus a lot more on the side characters and antagonists, and they get a lot more fleshed out. So it's like almost like a little trade-off. But overall, it still builds on the first games. I did like the first game's soundtrack more, though. Cold Steel 2 reuses a lot of songs from Cold Steel 1. But there are some that it didn't use as often, that I wish they did. But for the most part, I'd definitely put Cold Steel 2 above Cold Steel 1. I'll re-chat in 1 second. Let me just give this man his item. Do I go to the mines next? I think so, right? Yeah. The boss design in East 2 will probably keep it at the bottom of your Falcom list. Yeah, that's understandable. I don't remember really having too much issue with the boss design. I just wish that it used the bump system, because I loved that system, and I wanted to see more bosses use it. In East 2, especially with it being more polished. There are a couple bosses that are just less interesting. I wish that they were more challenging too. Like, some people really don't like the bosses in East 1, especially the more challenging ones. But I actually really love them. You can overdrive on Cold Steel 2. Well, hold on, Ed. Try not to mention playable characters and stuff. I mean, it's not necessarily a spoiler, but still. Try to keep it as blind as possible. Time to put the ice cream away? No worries. Thank you for just being here. It's always great to have someone to talk to, so I'm not just totally silent. That's something I need to get better at. How do I do this? There we go. I say AC Maiden. Oh, oh. Forget over the next 6 months. Yeah, it's something they showed that they like promoted before the game even released originally. It was like part of like, you know, like I don't know, just game trailers and stuff. No, 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 no. Let's equip that and save again. Potion. Potion, potion. Should be right here. Potion. Right? Maybe? Potion? There it is. Okay. Whew. Your friend got a major spoiler and saw gameplay of Cold Steel 4. Oh no. Yeah, you definitely don't want to look at like anything from future games, because they'll assume that you've played the previous ones. Whoa, I took damage from that. No. This is my chance to redeem myself. No damage. Yeah, especially like Cold Steel 4 or like Reverie, you'll definitely see some spoilery things. You gotta be really careful. But that's unfortunate. Hopefully they'll forget by the time before they get to the game. Ah, taking so much damage. There's one specific item I really need here. In this cave. I think it's here? No. Here. Oh, there it is. Worm, don't get me. One second. Ah, there we go. The timer ring is so good. It slows down enemies. One told me completely avoid Cold Steel 3 and 4 until you have finished Sky and Zero and Azure. Yeah, so with the Trails games, the early each games are divided into arcs. So you have the Sky Trilogy, the Zero Azure Duology, and the Cold Steel Quadrilogy. And they all take place mainly in different nations. But the first games, the early games in each arc, are kind of relatively standalone. Like, they don't have as many references and stuff. But by the later ones, they start tying into like the overarching story, you know, about like Ouroboros and stuff like that. So with Cold Steel 3 and 4, and you'll start to see it with Cold Steel 2 a little bit as well, but not like a ton. But you'll definitely see a lot of references in 2. But with Cold Steel 3 and 4, a lot of things will start tying together, and they'll start dealing with like the big storyline and stuff. So yeah, like after Cold Steel 2, I definitely recommend playing Zero and Azure. I would definitely recommend playing Sky before Zero and Azure. But I know you mentioned that you don't play on PC or have a PC. I think you mentioned. Oh, I nearly got hit again. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of references and spoilers and returning stuff for the Sky games. Just need to buy Azure. It'll hopefully go on sale soon. I mean, on the bright side, you have Cold Steel 2 and 0 to finish first. The game did just come out, but if I had to guess, I'd probably say the summer sale would probably discount them a little bit. Yeah, Sky is sadly only on PC for now. Until Falcom one day makes a port or a remake of it. Which I think it'll happen eventually, but I don't know. There's no announcement or anything, so it might not happen anytime soon. They're a really small company with only so much to work on. But they could. We'll just have to see. Let's heal. Yeah, Cold Steel 3 and 4 definitely push the main story of the series forward and tie into a lot of the things from the previous games. And Reverie is basically Crossbell 3 and Cold Steel 5 in a way. Or Crossbell 4. Yeah, Crossbell 3, Cold Steel 4.5 or something. Reverie is almost like a big celebration for the series in a way. I'm extremely excited for Reverie. So excited for it. Welcome back, Iron. But yeah, for what I let's see exactly what kind of game would you want it to be? For Ys 1 and 2 remake, I would want the story to be more fleshed out. And done sort of in a traditional storytelling way. That's the thing I'd probably be most excited for. I definitely would want it to be bump system, but I also don't know if they would do that. But at the very least, I think I'd be fine with them doing a new combat system if they just left the bump system as like an option. Like you have the option to use it. But yeah, I'd like to see them add more story, more bosses, a little bit better balancing for the difficulties. Like there are some huge difficulty spikes. I wouldn't want them to make the game easier. I actually really love how challenging it is, but there's definitely some more polish that the bosses could use. I wouldn't have them be as difficult, like on the lower difficulties. I'd probably add... Ooh, wow. I'd probably want them to add an even higher difficulty mode than Nightmare, like an Inferno. Basically just everything Ys 1 does already, and just polish it and do even more. But the story is definitely something that I would be most excited for, and how they handle the exploration. Okay, the harmonica. Think they should still be frozen? The Rotary Seed. Okay, let's get out of here. I need to waste the mirrors, so I can buy a fully fresh one. I like that the heal ring if you use the heal ring in locations where you get normal healing, it'll just make it twice as fast. I wanted to waste the rest of that mirror so I could buy a new one, a fresh one. The mirror works 3 to 5 times, but it's random how many between there. Just 3 to 5. Very helpful in your playthrough. It's so nice, because when there's tough enemies, you can just walk through them. I don't need any of this equipment right now. Gonna go talk to Rhea. Falcom sure love their harmonicas. But yeah, you know the very beginning of the game, where you start in the port town? In the original Ys 1, you start in this town. Like, you start just here. And the backstory of him, washing up on the shore, and then him being in Barbados and all that stuff, that was in the manual, which I think you've seen the pre-story in the manual. Hold on, I gotta do the thing. Oh, I had it. There we go. The pre-story and the manual talked about it, but they added it later on in one of the re-releases of the game. The extra story. Which is really cool. Yeah, I think Ys 1 and 2, I would love to see a remake for them. But I also don't necessarily think the games need one that badly. I mean, the story is mostly what I would want to see. I don't need to go that way. Remade. But I think like Ys 5 needs a remake so much more. Kind of same for the Sky Trilogy. Like I think I'd rather them just do like a quick and dirty modern port like they did for Zero and Azure. For Sky, rather than remaking it. Because even though I'd love to see remakes, but I think Falcom's talked about it before too, that like, if you remake Sky, well, I think he talked about it with Ys, but like, once you start remaking, like, where does it end? Like, if they remade Ys 1 and 2, what about then remaking Ys 6? And then so on and so forth. So like, if they remake Trails in the Sky, then you'd also have like, well, what about Frostbelt remakes? And things like that. So Ys 1 and 2 are like right on the edge where I feel like they could use remakes. But at the same time, this is a remake too. Oh, so fast. But Ys 5 definitely needs a remake. How good is Ys 6? It's compared to the other Ys games, I would put it on the lower tier, but it's a great game. Like, I would give it like a strong 8 out of 10. I wanted the story to be a bit more fleshed out. Ys 6 is kind of when they first unified the lore of Ys. Because originally there was Ys 1 and 2, and they didn't originally plan for it to be more games than just those two. they decided to continue with it. They made Ys 3, which played very differently and kind of got some flack for it, and the story was very basic. And then they outsourced 2 different versions of Ys 4, because I don't think they had the manpower to make it at the time. And they gave like a sort of story guideline, if I remember correctly. Both Ys 4s used the bump system. They played closer to the original game. But neither of them were really Falcom's story, exactly. And then they made Ys 5, which was kind of unfinished. They had a really ambitious story planned for Ys 5, and they had like the original scripts for it, but they couldn't like fit it all in. So the gameplay was also more unfinished too. So the story in Ys 5 is actually really good. Like there's some really cool stuff in there. And but anyway, 5 was kind of unfinished too. But with Ys 6, they kind of tied everything together, unified the lore, and Ys 6 is kind of like the culmination of that in a way. But at the same time, there was only so much they could really do with it. So I feel like the story could have went even a little bit further. The story was still pretty good. But it wasn't, Ys in general isn't as story focused. But I feel like 6 has a lot of potential to be a really great story game. The gameplay, it was sort of the first in that system. It kind of built off 5 as a type of prototype. And it's slightly less refined than the Ys 3 remake and Ys Origin. But it's really good. It had the jumping it added. It had the attack button where you could attack manually. It was a little too grindy, in my opinion. And some of the bosses' hitboxes were not great. So overall, it was a really great game. But it did have like a few issues. Because the gameplay in Ys 6 is awesome. And the story and characters in it are really good. But it didn't quite go as far as I would have liked it to. So relatively, I would say it's one of the weaker Ys games. But it's still a really great game. In my opinion. I need to get a level up here. Well, I guess I could try to get a level up a bit. The next room? Possibly? These guys are gonna do so much damage though, if I get hit by them. $400 I get. I should just grind these guys. It should only take a second. I want to level up before I heal. No. I was gonna save. Wow. I know I'm gonna get hit and die. As soon as I go to heal, they come out of nowhere! Oh my goodness. Ah, he got me. Let's heal. Let's heal now. Up. What's funny is when I go to heal, and then an enemy walks close enough that they then charge at me. That they come out of nowhere. So fast. Every time I try to heal, because You have to move off the timer ring. Alright, there we go. As long as I'm not careless, this really shouldn't be a problem, but... no. The problem is, I'm bad at video games. Okay, almost through. Let's just save now. Thankfully, the game lets you save, like, whenever. Those guys are not worth fighting. They deal way more damage and take way more hits for, like, the same experience. I should just be fighting these guys. One thing I love about East 1 as well is that leveling up... Oh, wow. Leveling up is super rewarding. It's a huge, like, bonus. But it also takes, like, 5 seconds. This is probably the most grindy part of the game, it's just the mines. But it's also because I kind of sped through getting here. And also because I'm bad. Like, I don't need to be getting hit here. I just am. Monster Man, come eat me. You know, the smart thing to do right now would be to heal. Okay, there we go. Oh! I can't look away for a second. They're gonna charge at me. Oh my goodness. I will not lie. I have been jump scared by the monsters on here before. I looked away for 1 second. I'm not kidding. He nearly got me. You know what? I think we're fine. I think I'm fine. Okay, whew. One more level. If we just make our way through here, we should get it. $24,000. I get about as much from the birds as I do those guys. Stop getting hit, please. Please no. Oh, I saved. Up. I saved. No. Good at video games. Ah, there we go. I can use this. This in the potion in this room. Oh, I'm gonna get hit by that. Oh no, he moved! I had him up against the wall and he moved. Okay. I think I can heal here. That's good enough for now. I'll worry about it later. Hello, guard man. They should be back. Or at least one of them. Guard man. Guard man. Guard man. Oh, not you. Ah. There's another potion over here. I need to be extremely careful now. Should be a guy here. There we go. Whew. Once I reach level 10, I don't need to grind ever again. I really like that 10 is the max level in this game. I mean, if the game's longer, maybe it could be a bit more, but... I think some versions have like level 20 be the max. Oh no, it's a mistake. Okay, this is the level up spot, basically. Grinding, my least favorite thing in any game. See, I usually agree. I don't like it when it just feels like wasted time. I only like it when it feels like you're gaining something out of it. You're still here? No worries. Where is it? Where is he? Where's the other one? He ran off? Hello? Excuse me? One of the enemies just disappeared. Dude, what? Wait. Is this him? Through a miracle, I didn't get hit there. I think probably my least favorite part in the game. I do think the mines could be a bit better. Probably a little less grinding to get to level 10, but I think... I just had an idea, but I think my least favorite thing is probably the backtracking back to Luda in the tower. That's probably the only thing that I would change. Like, I'd probably like move him up, higher up or something. Or make it more clear you need to go to him or something. That's the only part. Because it feels like it's just kind of time wasty. But the idea was, I really like 10 being the max level here. Because it makes it so that you can't get like any... You can't get any stronger than that. Like once you're level 10 and you have the silver gear, that's as strong as you can get to beat Vogolian. And then you need pure skill to beat him. And then that's it. You can't grind, you can't do anything. But one idea is you could have 10 be the max level for this, and then you could have 20 be max level for like the tower or something. He's gonna come from this direction. Or the left. I think there's ones that could spawn on the left and the right. No! Okay, come on. Ah. Once I get to 100 health at least, I think I'll be fine. So what I could do here is I could just warp back to town and buy another mirror. $67. But I'm so close to it, I just need to not mess up. Yeah, this part, having to grind to level 10 and having to backtrack later in the tower are the only real segments I have issue with in the game design. Although this is more a consequence of me rushing to get here. Like, they probably expected you to spend a lot more time in the dungeon. Compared to me just, like, knowing where all the items are and everything. Alright, let's... Let's get to the level we need to be. We're almost there. I think you don't actually need to be level 10 to beat Vagolian on lower difficulties. But this is not a lower difficulty, so I must. Almost there. It's probably good enough. Alright, let's go. Not taking too much damage. Level 10. Don't need to fight him. Just run. Ah. It's time to fight him. The one. Okay. I want to see guesses. I want to know. How many tries do you all think this is going to take me? This is one of the hardest fights in the game. One of the 3 toughest bosses. It's a long fight. Probably 2+ minutes. Compared to the other ones. 1. Ah! You have so much faith in me. I have beaten him first try on a nightmare run before. Shockingly. But I don't know if I have it in me. Let's see. Do I have the skill? He's so fast. This boss's hitbox is a little questionable too. He's in the lead right now. This isn't good. But he's respawning often. He doesn't have to respawn that quickly, so that's good. Ugh. No! The music is so good. I'm so slow. Reacting too slowly. Focus. Focusing. Didn't need to get hit there. They're so fast. I think he reforms here, guaranteed. Yeah. Every third bunch up, he reforms. Like, that's one. So he could do it any time. Okay, now he's guaranteed to do it, though. He's guaranteed to do it on the third try. Focusing. If I get lucky, he'll reform quickly, so I have to spend less time dodging him. Oh, I got thrown into the corner. Oh no. There is an extraordinarily small chance that I win this. Wait. Yeah, no, there's no way. He's giving me free hits! I'm dead here. Yeah, no. Hard boss? Yeah. This guy causes people to rage quit the game. They think it's RNG. It's pure skill, though. Ah! Okay, there's a little bit of RNG. But if you play well, I don't think you can ever lose to just the RNG. Like, I got some good RNG during that last run with how fast he reformed. Like now, too. Sorry, I'll read that in a sec. Oh my goodness. Hold on, 1 sec. Okay. Is it really that bad? I don't think it's a bad boss. I think it's a good boss. I love it. It's very movement-based. You have to be very precise with your movement. You have to, like, really learn the ins and outs, how to bait him. But some people think it's a bad boss. I don't. I think it's a really good boss. It definitely has some issues, like... It's way longer than the other bosses in the game. Like, all the other bosses in the game you can beat in, like, 30 seconds. This one's, like, 2 minutes and 30 seconds. I feel like it maybe doesn't need to be that long. And there is a little bit of bat RNG where it feels like you can't really dodge them sometimes. Pretty sure that one was my fault, though. But again, I don't feel like you ever die to the bat RNG, even if you do take damage from it sometimes. But his hitbox is a bit of an issue sometimes. Like, his hitbox is basically his knees, where his knees are. I think I win this time. I shouldn't say anything. No! Oh, this is gonna be a tough one to dodge. Yeah. Okay, third attempt. And sometimes his hitbox disappears before his actual model does. So there are a couple issues with the boss fight, I think. But I still think it's a good boss. It's fun. Yeah, sometimes it's hard to tell what you did wrong with the boss fight. I think that's why a lot of people don't like it. Especially when you have RNG elements like the bats. Sometimes you have a stray bat that just gets in your way. Okay, I'm gonna play good this time. I'm gonna stop. No. I open my mouth, and he punishes me. I kind of want to restart. I played very badly at the start of this fight. not doing enough baiting. There we go. Because he follows you to an extent. Like, for example, if I go up here... Yeah. Like, I'm kind of like baiting him, thinking I'm going somewhere I'm not. Oh, that was bad on my part. I really am bad around this corner. Yeah. Okay, what is this, my 4th attempt? Okay, I think 4th or 5th attempt. I think we'll get him. Focus. Focusing. Did you see that? Baited. Ugh. I got him. Come on, I can get him. Ah, he saw me. He knew what I was doing. See, if you can just bait him correctly. You don't want him to spawn in the middle of the map. It's a lot harder to dodge once he spreads out after getting hit. I really thought he was going to reform there. He's not giving me a lot of quick respawns here. You're just barely faster than the bats. Like a normal difficulty, you can run around him in his bat form, practically. Like you could just run circles around him. But not in this one. Not on Nightmare. I wouldn't dare try it on Nightmare. Oh! Reformed quickly that time. Yeah, this feels like it's the one. I'm actually playing well for once. I wanted to reform here. Knowing that he has to reform on the 3rd one also helps you to sort of plot out... I didn't bait him well there. Plot out when to bait him. And by bait him, I mean like just running briefly up. So he thinks you're gonna go up, and so he moves upward a little. Yeah. As soon as I hit him next time, I'll read that in chat. One sec. He didn't reform. PTSD from this. Yeah, it's this boss definitely gives people trouble. I'm actually playing well finally. I've regained the feel for this fight. It really is so hard. Like, it's much more doable on normal. Oh, I'm getting hit. I should focus and stop talking for a minute. Ah. Yes. Mission accomplished. Thank you. Oh, but yeah, you have to like really get the feel for it. And this is East 2 related. Oh. It's one of the top 3 hardest bosses. How long have I been going? Hour 43. A part of me wants to keep going, but I know it'll be at least another hour before I beat the game. Thank you for lurking, buddy. So I might be wrapping up soon. So I could end up being stuck on like the last two bosses for a long while. Is the problem. I don't know why I bought a ring. They take it from you when you try to enter the tower. Let's get to the start of the tower, and I think I'll wrap it up. Because, at the very least, it gives me something to stream tomorrow. I might try to stream tomorrow. And if you actually get good at this, this is probably the faster way to go. Well, maybe. Problem is you have to be good at that skip. Da, da. Where is Fina? Excuse me. Read all the books. I think we leave. Come back. I believe they should both be in here, yeah. Yeah, now she tells me that the last of the books are in the tower. Let's speak to Goban, which I think is her son. I didn't really read what she said. I think she calls him her son. Yeah, I haven't eaten yet either. This will probably take me at least a solid hour, because I could get stuck on the last two bosses for who knows how long. I feel like they shouldn't take me that long, because I've done them so many times and remember how to beat them. But yeah, a part of me wants to keep going, but I want to have something to stream for tomorrow too. Because if I beat it now, I'll have to think of something else to stream. And I need to eat. So let's raid OMG Floofy. He is a huge Falcom fan. He's played a ton of the games on release in Japanese. Yeah, she's just a huge fan of those games. Right now, it seems like she's doing a just chatting stream, talking about schedules and such. But we can drop by and say hello, and wish her a great day. It doesn't seem like she's playing anything spoilery, like a Trails game or anything. But yeah, and thank you for being there. I'll try to stream again tomorrow. I don't know the time. I might try to do an early stream. It'll probably be like an early stream or a late stream. Not sure which. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing you start Sky the Third this weekend. I'm very hyped. Thank you all once again for being here. I really appreciate it. I'm glad you guys are willing to just stop by and join the stream, even if it's just to lurk. I hope you all have a lovely rest of your day or night, and I hope you all take care. Bye. Have a good one.